We keep saying, if I only just have a little more skills, or if I only just have a little more certificates, someone's going to want to hire me. That is an excuse, wolf, dressed up in sheep clothing. Those are self-limiting excuses. Those are reasons why you can't get started.
Hey, Laptop Freedom Babes, Wanderlust.
Hello from Greece. Hello. Hello, Wanderlusters. Welcome to this week's Cocktails and Coaching. If you're new to meeting me, hello. I'm Rebecca. I am the Wanderlust Virtual Assistant. I run the Laptop Freedom Program. I run Laptop Freedom Moms. I'm the Wanderlust Bee on Instagram, YouTube. I'm everywhere. I'm absolutely everywhere. Friend me on Facebook. I want to be in your DMs like a player. No, that's totally weird. Anyway, every Wednesday we do cocktails and coaching where I do a free training around starting a virtual assistant business while drinking a cocktail. Hello, Ariana. Nice to meet you. If you're here, please say hi so that I can see your name pop up. Right now, I'm literally staying in my living room speaking to my phone, and it feels kind of weird. So today's cocktail, if you head to my IG stories, you'll see how I made it. It is a blueberry margarita. Very, very good. I shook this margarita in a shaker with blueberries and then garnished with a few little cute blueberries as well. Hello, Cherie. Thank you for saying hi. Hello, Emma May. So excited I was able to make one of your lives. Yay, 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 yay. Me too. If you have a cocktail, amazing. It's happy hour where I am, and really it's 5 o'clock any in the world. So cheers to that. Take a sip. And let's dive in. Today's Cocktails and Coaching is on why you do not need any more skills training, okay? I'm going to tell you why. And I would love to hear in the comments if you feel like if you just had a few more skills or a few more certifications, someone will hire you. Someone will want you to be their virtual assistant if you just have a few more skills or certifications. All of my cocktails and coaching are actually inspired by you guys. I am DMing so many of you, and if I'm not, slide on into my DMs, and I have these live one-on-one conversations with you, and I get to really dig into what you're thinking about, where you're at in the journey, and the questions that you have. And what has been coming up a lot for me this week, talking with all of you, is that some of you are like, I'm just gonna do a few more skills training, before I begin. I really want to be a tech VA, so I'm going to go and do a bunch of tech skills. I'm going to learn how to build a website, stuff like that. My ice is really loud. Let me put this down. And what I love to respond to these DMs about is hey, how about you let me know right now already, what are the skills you already have, right? So this is actually the first step that we do, one of the first steps we do inside the Laptop Freedom Program, is we assume, because 99.9% of the time we assume correctly, that you already have enough magical, valuable skills to start a virtual assistant business. And then while you're looking for clients, while you're making money, while you're working for clients, that's when you can really kind of fine-tune your skills or expand into a department that you know that you now love. There's a couple issues with thinking you've got to do skills training before you can get started. One of the issues is if you're new to virtual assisting, you actually might not know what you fall in love with, what you would love to do, what services you would love to provide. For me, that is exactly what happened to me, okay? I jumped into my virtual assistant business. All I had was admin experience. That is it. All I had was admin experience. And then the other thing I knew is that I didn't want to do that. I was like, okay, I only have admin experience. And yet that's not what I want to do. What I did is I took my admin experience and I got my foot in the door, and I eventually fell in love with something called email marketing. I had never heard of email marketing before. So if I had tried to niche down or pigeonhole myself or acquire specific skills for another area that I think is virtual assisting, I would have really missed this opportunity to fall in love with something called email marketing, which I knew nothing about before I started my virtual assistant business, right? So there is that potential hazard that you start to take skills training in a field that you might not actually love. So why do we do this? Because it is all we know. What do you do when you go to university before you graduate? You choose a major. You choose a major in a field that you think you're going to want to do. You might go to college or university and get a degree in criminal law because you think you want to be a lawyer or you want to be a police officer. And then you get out 4 years later and you're like, no, I don't want to do this. It's not what I thought it was going to be, right? So we think, we are ingrained, we are taught. It is part of society's conveyor belt for us to choose what we want to learn without knowing exactly what it's like in real life, and then do it in real life or not. How many of you are not using your university degree? Me, that's one. I majored in economics and theater performance. I am not an economist, and I am not performing in theater. Neither of those things, right? So how many of you are not even using the degree that you chose because you thought at the time that that's what you would want to do, and yet you came out the other side and you're like, this is not what I actually want to do. We are trained to think. We are trained to choose what we want to study before we actually do it in real life. And this is the other thing that we are taught, and things are changing, okay? We are also taught that if we go back to school, or if we get another certificate, or we get another badge of achievement, we will earn more and we will have a better chance of finding a job. Here's the thing. Hello, history. So my parents, right? They went and they got college degrees, and then they were like one of 5 people in their whole town that got a master's. So they just got jobs right out of the exit of their master's degree. So what did my parents tell me to do? Rebecca, you have to go back and get your MBA if you want to get a job. And I'm like, guys, everyone is going back to school. Everyone is putting more money into the school system, getting deeper into student debt, because they think that that's going to make them more hireable. Hello, it's 2021. We already know how hard it is to find a job, even if you have a PhD and you're amazing, right? So, virtual assisting. You don't need more skills training to get started. This is what I'm telling you, ladies. You already have enough skills to get the business off the ground, okay? Let's go back to my story. Let's take a sip. Oh, I get so heated with these cocktails and coaching. Okay. So, when I started my virtual assistant business, I was like, great. What are the skills and experience I already have? I was an executive assistant before I was a virtual assistant. What did that mean? It means that I made sure the executive scheduled lunch, made all to his meetings. When he went into meetings, he had everything that he needed. I made sure that when he was about to talk to someone, he knew who they were, what their wife's name was, what the name of the kids, where they holiday in the Hamptons, right? That was my job. And so when I started my virtual assistant business, I was like, okay, this is all I've got for my experience and my training that transfers over to virtual assisting. So this is what I'm going to start by offering. I knew that's not where I was going to end up eventually. I just knew, because in fact, I didn't really like doing it, but it doesn't matter. I knew that's not where I was going to end up, but I wanted to start. I wanted to get the foot in the door, because if we keep saying, if I only just have a little more skills, or if I only just have a little more certificates, someone's going to want to hire me, that is an excuse wolf dressed up in sheep clothing. Those are self-limiting excuses. Those are reasons why you can't get started, that you are telling yourself. And maybe we're giving ourselves these excuses like, oh, if I just take one more website building challenge, or if I just get certified in Dubsado, or if I just become a US certified QuickBooks instructor, then I'll be ready to start. That's actually not the truth. That's not the truth, because you will be a chronic skills course taker, and you are going to spend so much money learning more skills and more skills courses, taking more skills courses. You're not actually starting the business and earning money, right? So you can get started with the skills that you already have. Now, how do you know this? Each of you are different, but what I want you to do for homework for this cocktails or coaching, or pop it in the comments while you've got me right here, is what is some of your previous work experience? I bet you I will be able to go in there and be like, let's blow this up. Let's dig into that. Let's pull those skills out of there. Are there admin skills? Can you make someone's life easier as a virtual assistant by booking the travel for them? By scheduling meetings for them, by being in their support inbox and responding to emails that they can give you the template responses for? Like, oh, I keep getting an email about people who can't log into their Laptop Freedom Program account. Boom, I could literally hire a VA to be like, hey, when people can't log into their accounts, say this, right? You can do that, right? You can do that. If you've got retail experience, you already know scheduling, customer service, team management, organization, inventory. Maybe you have been doing yoga in all of your spare time and you love yoga. That's not your job. No, it's your pastime. You go to yoga class. If you had a client that was a yoga instructor, you would understand what yoga retreats look like. You would probably know what you'd probably recognize mind body. That's that like scheduling software that yoga studios always use, right? So are you kind of catching on to what I'm saying? There is so much that you do, A, just in your day-to-day life, and B, in the job you are working already, that you have those skills already that will transfer into virtual assisting so you can get started. Maybe you're design savvy. Maybe you're gifted with design. I'm not. So I can tell you 100% someone needs you, and someone needs you to start today. Not learn how to use Photoshop. Not get certified in Canva. Not get a bunch of graphic designy tools and set up your home office. People don't need that from you. People need you to start so that you can help them and you can figure it out. So one of the biggest things we do inside the Laptop Freedom Program is we build your confidence with familiarity, right? I am not here. I tell all the students at the very beginning, I'm like, I am not here to make you a certified website developer, okay? I'm here to make you money. I'm here to help you quit your 9-to-5. That's what I'm here to do. What you do is build your confidence by getting familiar enough in some of the services that you can provide as a virtual assistant so that once you're in, you can figure it out. There are so many tasks out there that clients don't know how to do, and you don't know how to do it either, but they're like, better you spend the time to figure it out than me. I'll pay you to figure it out. And then you can just be the captain of that task for the company, right? This is a real thing. If you are a VA now, please put in the comments so that people can see them. Have you had a client that has paid you to learn a certain task? Yes. Like I said, back to my story. I started my VA business by offering virtual admin support. I ended up falling in love with email marketing. I got paid to learn and handle the email marketing of my clients' companies. Okay? And then eventually I was like, I love this. I can offer a lot. I can ask a lot for this. So then I started to more guide my virtual assistant services with sort of a specialty towards email marketing, right? But I got paid to figure it out and just handle it for my admin clients. Because I said I was open to doing it. Because I was doing the admin, I knew so much about the company anyway, right? I didn't wait to try to learn everything or try to figure out what I wanted to do before I got started. I was okay with figuring it out along the way and getting paid to do it, right? So it's a lot like dating. This is what I'm going to end with. It's a lot like dating. You hear me say this all the time, but I promise I will drill this into your head. Virtual assisting, starting a VA business is so much like dating. You could sit in your living room and write out who you think the perfect lifelong partner is. They're tall, they're dark featured, they love soccer, they're a doctor, right? You could write all that out. We have the same sense of humor. Both of their parents are still together. You could write all this out and never go on a single date. How are you supposed to know, right? You gotta date around. You gotta try it out, girl. You gotta go on those first dates and you gotta smell the bad breath and you gotta hear the bad jokes and then you gotta be like, oh, I'm super into this person and they're blonde. I didn't know that. I thought my type was X, Y, and Z. Turns out I'm really enjoying this person as who they are, but I would not have known that if I didn't put myself out there in the field and just get started. Okay? So, seriously drop in. If you are thinking right now, I'm just going to do another design course, or I'm just going to sign up for another 5-day challenge on how to build a website, or I know Asana and Trello, but now I need to figure out Mondays and Dubsado, and then I'll be ready. I'm here to tell you, no, you actually have enough to start today, just by being human. If you're a mom, you're great. I bet admin is your forte just because you run a household, right? These are things that you can already be helping someone with and get paid to do it. Leave that 9 to 5, work from home, start traveling the world, and then you niche down later. And the great thing is when you're an independent contractor, you get to really choose that. You don't have to wait for someone in the parallel department to die before you can figure out if you even like it. You just go and you figure it out. And because you're also in control of your own schedule, you can do all of the extra skills training while you're working with clients, right? You don't have to take time off to go back to school as a virtual assistant. You can be helping a client getting paid to do it and take that Photoshop course if you really want it. And then you business expense it. Is this making sense? So if your current obstacle that's stopping you from getting started is you think you need more skills training, I really, really empower you to rip it apart, dissect it, identify whether it's just a self-limiting, low-confidence excuse because getting started is actually way scarier. And I want you to dig in and figure out what already makes you so awesome as a VA. How you can already be supporting someone, changing their business, helping them expand and scale. And if you are sitting at home not getting started, you're not out there helping people, right? So that is my encouragement for you, is you already have what it takes to get started.